Hello and namaskar. Welcome to Enviro Annotations Productions. Here are the top headlines for the week ending 18th January 2026. On 13th January 2026, the Center notified GHG emission intensity targets for over 300 industrial units across petroleum refineries, petrochemicals, secondary aluminum and textiles under the amended GHG emission intensity target rules 2025. The ministry has expanded India's compliance carbon framework by notifying unit-wide GHG emission intensity targets for 4 new sectors. Emission intensity baselines are pegged to financial year 2023-24 with mandated reductions for financial year 2025-26, January to March, and tighter targets for the financial year 2026-27 calculated to retain the same percentage reduction trajectory. Data show wide variation across sectors with refinery emission intensities ranging roughly from 4.1 to 11 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent per unit throughput, while textile units span from less than 1 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent to over 17 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent per ton, underscoring uneven decarbonization challenges. The Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the Environment Protection Fund Rules 2026, providing a statutory framework for the utilization, administration and audit of the Environmental Protection Fund constituted under the Section 16 of the Environment Protection Act 1986. The rules specify that fund credited primarily through penalties collected under the Air Act, Water Act and Environment Protection Act shall be used for environmental monitoring, remediation of contaminated sites, clean technology research, capacity building of regulatory bodies, pollution control measures and court-mandated studies, while expressly prohibiting its use for routine government infrastructure and foreign travel. The notification also lays down fund sharing arrangements, 75% to states and union territories and 25% to center, mandates project management units for fund administration and provides for audit by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India with annual accounts and reports to be laid before the Parliament and state legislatures, strengthening transparency and fiscal oversight in environmental governance. The Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified a 0 to 1 kilometer ESZ eco-sensitive zone around the Kumbhalgarh Wildlife Sanctuary in Rajasthan, covering an area of 243 square kilometers across Rajsamand, Pali and Udaipur districts, citing the sanctuary's fragile Aravalli ecosystem, watershed significance and rich biodiversity. The notification notes that the Kumbhalgarh Wildlife Sanctuary forms a critical ecological transition between the Aravalli hill forests and the Thar desert, acts as a natural barrier against desert expansion and supports diverse fauna including leopard, striped hyenas, Indian pangolin, chinkara and several migratory bird species, along with dry deciduous forest flora typical to the region. Under the notification, certain industries and activities will be prohibited or regulated within the ESZ, while Rajasthan government has been directed to prepare a zonal master plan within 2 years in consultation with local communities and multiple departments to guide eco-friendly development, conservation of water bodies, habitat restoration and sustainable livelihoods for residents of the 94 villages falling within the zone. The first meeting of the Forest Advisory Committee for the year 2026 is scheduled to be held on 22nd January 2026 under the chairmanship of the DGF and SS, MOF and CC. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change clarifies compensatory afforestation norms for CPSU or state PSU projects, including use of degraded forest land. It stated that no extra planting is required on non-forest land with canopy density greater than or equal to 0.4 and crop improvement programs shall be implemented instead if non-forest land is unsuitable. If it is not suitable, additional compensatory afforestation ACA must be carried out on degraded forest land at twice the shortfall area. Canopy density greater than or equal to 0.4 means 40% or more of the ground area is covered by vertical projection of tree crowns. In simplest terms, canopy density greater than or equal to 0.4 means at least 40% of the land is covered by tree tops when viewed from the above. It's also stated that afforestation on degraded forest land must follow a norm of 1000 saplings per hectare, with any shortfall to be planted in reserve or protected forests at the project cost. You can find a link to this document in the description. The International Recycling Incubation Summit IRIS 2026 commenced on 16 January 2026 at the India Habitat Centre, New Delhi, organized by the IPCA Centre for Waste Management and Research, ICWMR, Terry School of Advanced Studies. The two-day summit focused on integrating sustainable waste supply chain logistics and low-carbon pathways to advance a circular economy, with participation from over 300 stakeholders across government, industry, academia, media, and civil society. Addressing the inaugural session, Chief Guest Tokan Sahu, Minister of State for Housing and Urban Affairs, underscored the transition from Clean India to Circular India, stating that circular economy principles are central to the vision of Viksit Bharat. He highlighted the Swachh Bharat mission as a transformative movement and described IRIS 2026 as a vital platform for collaborative action on sustainable development. Welcoming the participants, Professor Arun Kansal, Director ICWMR, termed the summit a convergence point for technology, policy, and community action aimed at accelerating circular solutions. Dr. Biva Dhawan, Chancellor, Terry SAS, emphasized the role of educational institutions and efficient waste logistics in enhancing resource recovery and reducing carbon emissions. Providing an international perspective, C.R. Mohanty of UNCRD linked India's circular economy initiatives with the Sustainable Development Goals, noting that relevance for climate mitigation and the Global South. Varaha has signed a major offtake agreement with Microsoft to deliver biochar-based carbon dioxide removal in India, with over 2 million tons of carbon dioxide removal projected through 18 biomass gasification reactors over 15 years. The project will utilize cotton stack waste from smallholder farmers in Maharashtra, reducing open field burning while delivering air quality, soil health, and livelihood benefits. Niti Aayog's Critical and Strategic Minerals Committee held a national-level meeting at IIT IISM Dhanbad on 15 January 2026 to deliberate on India's strategy for securing critical and strategic mineral across the value chain. The meeting brought together officials from Niti Aayog, central PSUs, research institutions, and industry to discuss technology development, domestic capability building, and supply chain resilience. Discussions focused on indigenous technologies for exploration, beneficiation, utilization, and recycling of critical minerals, including recovery from coal mine waste and fly ash. The meeting highlighted the strategic importance of critical minerals for India's clean energy transition, advanced manufacturing, and national security, while emphasizing that need to strengthen domestic research and innovation ecosystems. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, has confirmed that 2025 was among the 3 warmest years on record, with global average surface temperatures reaching 1.44 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, despite the cooling influence of La Nina. The agency warned that rising land and ocean temperatures are intensifying extreme weather events, while ocean heat levels also ranked among the highest recorded, underscoring the accelerating impacts of climate change. Now, news from NGT. The National Green Tribunal takes cognizance of alleged illegal morum mining in Jajpur, Odisha. The NGT Eastern Zone Bench at Kolkata has issued notice to respondents over allegations of illegal mining and violation of environmental clearance conditions at Manduka Morum site in Odisha's Jajpur district. Terming the matter serious, the tribunal has constituted a joint inspection committee to verify the compliance and directed status reports. NGT orders further action on fly ash dumping in Odisha's forest land. The National Green Tribunal has directed the Odisha State Pollution Control Board to investigate the illegal dumping of 40,687 mt of fly ash over forest land in Dhenkanal as alleged by the Youth United for Sustainable Environment Trust. The tribunal also extended the deadline for forest land restoration until July 2026. The tribunal has also ordered authorities to ensure compliance and initiate environmental compensation proceedings against the violators. NGT orders action on illegal zone mining for PMAY in Chhattisgarh. The NGT has directed the Chhattisgarh Environment Conservation Board to take immediate action against illegal sand mining from forest areas for PM Awas Yojana housing projects in Dhamtari district. The tribunal highlighted the potential ecological damage and demanded a report on the actions taken within 3 months. NGT directs probe into illegal mining near habitations in Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Taking suo motu cognizance of media report, the National Green Tribunal has directed the Chhattisgarh Environment Conservation Board to act against illegal mining activities allegedly permitted within the prohibited 500-meter radius near residential areas, a school and a bridge in Abhanpur, Raipur. The tribunal has sought an action taken report within 3 months. NGT clears rice mill project in Rewa, orders regular monitoring. The National Green Tribunal has dismissed objections against the proposed rice mill in Rewa, Madhya Pradesh, finding no violations of environmental norms and noting compliance with consent conditions. However, the tribunal directed the State Pollution Control Board to periodically monitor the unit and take action if any future violations are detected. NGT takes suo motu cognizance of illegal felling of 1,242 trees in Madhya Pradesh. The National Green Tribunal Central Zone Bench has taken suo motu cognizance of illegal felling of 1,242 trees in Narmadapuram Forest Division, causing an estimated loss of over 2.04 crore rupees. Terming it as a serious environmental lapse, the tribunal constituted a joint committee to probe the matter and sought reports on disciplinary action against erring officials, listing the matter for further hearing on 20th April 2026. In EIA News section, details of decisions taken by the Expert Appraisal Committee for Infrastructure One Sector Project scheduled on 15th and 16th January 2026 was awaited as on 18th January 2026. In the next week, on 20th and 21st January 2026, EAC meetings for Industrial Projects 2 sector as well as EAC for coal mining sector projects have been scheduled. On 22nd January 2026, EAC for the thermal power sector project has been scheduled. On 22nd and 23rd January 2026, EAC for the Industry 1 sector projects has been scheduled to meet. That's all in this episode. We'll be back soon. Take care of yourself and your environment. Keep watching Enviro Annotations. Thank you.